right, so I think it's time that I talk about how I got through 30-something years of my life being in a medical field career for I don't know how many years and all that shit without a high school diploma. So back in my sophomore year, this was back in 2003, I met a guy. I fell in love, supposedly. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade. Back then, we didn't have like the internet the way we do now, like just accessible at the palm of your hands. So I was very into magazines back then. I think all of us were. Like we didn't have this shit, right? So I was very much into magazines. And if you remember those like teenage magazines back in the day, like the Teen Magazine, 17 Magazine, Cosmo Girl, all that shit, you're gonna remember that they had ads in the back of their magazine, right? For various things, makeup, programs, just different types of things. At the back of this magazine, they had a high school, like homeschool high school diploma ad. And I was like, oh, hey, I could finish my high school, from home. So I told my ex-husband about it at the time. Well, at the time he was my man. I told my man about it at the time. And, he was super supportive. He paid for, it was like $200-$300. They sent me a little workbook. They sent me a test. I did it all. Literally, it wasn't even like thick at all. It was like a little packet. I did it, turned it back in, and then like a few weeks later, I had a freaking high school diploma in my hand. I'm like, all right, cool. I got my high school diploma. It was super easy peasy. And I started working, a couple years went by. So by 2007, I started my medical assistant career. I wanted to be a nurse real bad. Like I wanted to be an RN so bad. So I was like, this is perfect. Like, I'm on the right track. Like this and that. So I started taking college courses, taking all the prereqs, all these things. After a while, like in 2010, I became a single mom. So I put all of that shit on the back burner, right? I was like, I have to work because I have my kids and this and that, right? So I just, kept working as a medical assistant, still taking college courses throughout, off and on. Now, for the life of me, I just cannot do math. I cannot do math, so it took me a really long time to realize that the nursing program was just not going to be for me, right? Whatever. So I just stay as a medical assistant. I love my job. I'm basically a nurse. I'm just underpaid, underschooled. Now, let's skip. I'm going to skip a bunch of years. We're going to skip to 2018, okay? 2018. I am now 30-something. I have 3 kids. I'm still a single mom. I'm still a medical assistant, just being the baddest medical assistant I can be. To think that I want to continue education. I want to, I actually wanted to go to a vocational college and get my... Originally, I wanted to be a nail tech. Ended up being an esthetician. That's a whole nother story. In order to enroll in that school, I had to bring all my paperwork, my IDs and all that. My high school diploma was one of them. So here I come with all my documentation ready to enroll in this beauty school. Got my high school diploma in tow. Just like, okay, sign me up. The admissions lady is going through all my stuff. We're going through the application, through the program. She comes across, the high school diploma part. And she starts like looking into it and like typing shit and like all this shit. And long story short story long, she tells me that my high school diploma is not valid because the place that I got it from is not accredited through the Department of Education. So this whole time I've been taking whole ass college classes, prereqs. I almost got into nursing school, fucking had all kinds of jobs in hospitals, like high-end fucking medical clinics, private practices, all this shit with this fake ass high school diploma. Bitch, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Like, honestly, it was kind of funny though, because I'm like, I got through life with a fake ass high school diploma. Like, I got myself into like, nice little jobs and shit with a fake ass high school diploma without even knowing. None of these places caught it. I was working for them with a fake ass high school diploma. That was kind of crazy, but also like embarrassing because then I had to go into the freaking community college and, take the GED test. And, I passed that, thank God, literally by a point or two, like literally just barely by a hair on the math. I almost failed math. So anyway, that's my story.